Hello everyone! This is an unbelievable true story of an orphaned baby fox who adopts a rescue cat. This wild and wonderful friendship between a rescued cat and a wild fox began when the fox was just 4 weeks old. The little fox kid had already learned that humans are dangerous, and so when it saw the cat for the first time, it thought it was a wild animal like itself. It didn't know that cats are actually domesticated. The fox came from a very difficult background. Its mother had been shot by a hunter, and the kind people at the wildlife rescue couldn't save her, so they took in her babies instead. When the little fox kits were brought to the rescue center, they were only given a 10% chance of survival. But the staff worked day and night to raise them, bottle feeding them, and keeping them warm. And because there weren't any other foxes to take care of the kits, they had to get creative. As I mentioned earlier, when the little fox saw the cat for the first time, it thought it was a wild animal like itself. The cat, whose name is Sunny, had also had a rough start in life. She had been astray for most of her life and had given birth to several litters of kittens on the streets. Thankfully, she was eventually caught and taken to the wildlife rescue, where she gave birth to 2 more kittens. After her kittens were weaned, she was spayed, and then she met the fox. From the moment they saw each other, they hit it off. They started playing together right away, and it wasn't long before the fox began grooming Sunny. Even though foxes typically groom themselves, they will sometimes groom other animals, including dogs, if they become close friends with them. So this was a very good sign that the fox was accepting Sunny as part of its family. And speaking of family, the fox's litter mates didn't get along as well as she did with Sunny. The female fox would often fight with the other male fox in the litter, which made the staff at the wildlife rescue decide to raise her in foster care rather than with the other fox or with a dog. As the fox grew older, it became increasingly difficult to hide her from the other animals at the rescue. So the staff eventually decided to let her roam freely around the property. However, they had to make sure that she stayed away from the other animals, especially the goats. Since goats can be vicious, the staff had to erect an electric fence to keep her safe. But even with the electric fence, the fox still managed to sneak out and go exploring. The staff quickly realized that the fox was a curious and adventurous animal, just like a cat. She loved to explore new places, and she was always eager to please her humans. And speaking of humans, the fox quickly became accustomed to being around them, and she would often greet her human family at the door when they came home. She also loved to play with her toys, and she would often bring them to her favorite sleeping spot so that she could curl up with them at night. The fox and the cat continued to grow closer and closer as the years went by. They could often be seen playing together in the yard or cuddling up on the couch inside the house. The staff at the wildlife rescue was so happy to see how much the fox had blossomed under Sunny's care, and now, several years later, the unlikely pair are still going strong. They prove that even the most different of animals can become close friends if they try hard enough. So what can we learn from these amazing creatures? We can learn that no matter how different 2 animals are, they can still become best friends if they try hard enough. We should never judge an animal by its species alone, and we should always give them a chance to show us their true colors. Just like the fox and the cat, we may be surprised at how much we have in common with them. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to share it with your friends.